I have an epic cookie bar for you today that is full of chocolate and caramel. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Hey everyone, it's Dorothy with crazyforcrust.com and welcome back to my kitchen. Today's recipe is an epic, gooey, buttery, caramelly, chocolatey bar. Oh, these are so good. I can't even. For more delicious desserts and easy recipes, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get in the kitchen. We're starting with 3 sticks. That's 1.5 cups of unsalted butter that's been softened, along with 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. And you're just gonna cream that together. It'll take a few minutes for it to get nice and fluffy. I love using Challenge butter. It's my favorite one. But whatever you do, make sure that it's room temperature and that you're using unsalted. Add 2 large eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Always buy pure vanilla. It tastes way better than imitation. You're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of cream of tartar that keeps them nice and soft, and a teaspoon of salt. Now, if you are using salted butter, you will want to reduce that salt to about 1/4 teaspoon. Then go ahead and just mix that together until it's nice and smooth. And then we're going to add in 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Now make sure that your flour is being measured correctly. You want to weigh it or you want to spoon it into the measuring cup. You don't want to pack it. And then just measure that together. Just mix that together until it's nice in a cookie dough form. This is like a sugar cookie dough consistency once it's all mixed together. It'll just take a few minutes for it to all mix together. If you're using a stand mixer, this is gonna come together way faster than a hand mixer, but either one will work just perfectly. Once you have that, we're going to add in 2 cups of chocolate chips. Now you could omit this if you want, but I love the addition of the chocolate in this. And then just mix those together. Be careful that they don't fly all over the counter like they did here. Then we're going to use a jar or 11 to 12 ounce jar of caramel sauce and add 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Stir that together. That's going to keep the caramel from melting into the cookie bars. I have a 9 by 13 inch pan here that I have lined with foil and sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. You could, of course, use parchment paper for this. And you're going to add about 2/3 of the mixture of cookie dough into the bottom of the pan and press it until it's evenly coated in the bottom. Now this is going to be a thin layer on the bottom and it might take a few minutes. Spray your hands with nonstick cooking spray if the dough sticks to your hands. Just press that in and then you're going to spread that caramel mixture we made all over the top of these bars. Try to leave a border around the edge. You don't want the caramel to, once it's baking, it's gonna kind of soften and melt a little bit. You don't want it to touch the edges of the foil if at all possible, because it'll kind of boil up and make those boil up looks. So you don't want that. So try and leave as much of a border as you can, just kind of like a 1/2 inch border around the edge. And then we're gonna take all the rest of that cookie dough. This can take a few minutes. Just take little pieces. First, I like to work all the way around the edge of the pan to kind of seal that border so that the caramel is not touching the foil. And then you can work into the middle of the pan. Just take little bits of it, flatten it between your fingers, press it around the edges, and then drop it in the middle. It's not gonna be a completely solid covering of cookie dough, but it will mostly cover and you can kind of spread it with your fingers. Super easy peasy. Once that is all covered on the top, you're gonna bake this at 350 degrees for about probably 35 to 45 minutes until it is puffed and golden, or lightly golden around the edges, and it doesn't look raw in the center. It'll still be a little bit jiggly. You can cook this less time for more gooey bars or more time for a more cohesively all the way baked through bars. I love erring on the side of underbaked for these for maximum gooiness. It's way easier to cut these once they've completely cooled. You could even chill these, but these are so good room temperature because you can see all that gooey caramel and that chocolate and that buttery cookie. Oh, this is such an epic dessert. I know you're going to love it. Leave me a comment and let me know what other cookie bar recipes you want to see, and keep watching for even more cookie recipes.